It's Monday, October 29th. Making a play for a state that has so far eluded his much written about electoral astuteness, BJP President Amit Shah threw his lot with the protesters at Sabarimala and claimed that the Kerala government was trying to destroy the shrine and suppress the agitation, even warning that BJP workers will not hesitate to bring down the government. The Kerala police have arrested nearly 2,000 people in connection with the violent protests at Sabarimala aimed at blocking women from entering the temple last week. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan responded by saying, Amit Shah, who threatened to oust the LDF government, must remember this government did not come to power at the mercy of the BJP but with the support of the people of the state, and that the BJP leader dared to threaten a democratically elected government because it stood by a Supreme Court verdict and its commitment to protecting fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. The Supreme Court will today hear 19 review petitions filed against its judgment that allowed women of all ages entry into the Shabarimala temple. US President Donald Trump has turned down India's invitation to be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations. Trump's domestic commitments, including the State of the Union address in January, are being seen as the reasons for declining the invitation. It has been pointed out, though, that Trump's predecessor, President Barack Obama, visited India twice, including as chief guest at the 2015 Republic Day function, despite similar domestic obligations. India-US ties have been under considerable strain recently, with New Delhi signing a $5.4 billion S-400 missile system deal with Russia, despite strong US opposition and the threat of sanctions under American law cats out. India has also continued to import oil from Iran, despite America telling India to end oil imports by the 4th of November, when sanctions against Iran kick in. In what would be the first instance of sniper attacks targeting security forces in the Kashmir Valley in the history of militancy here, 2 paramilitary personnel and an army man have been killed in such attacks last week. The Kashmir Inspector General of Police, the Indian Express reports, has expressed concern and suggested safety measures like raising the height of walls around camps. The Express quotes IGP SP Pani's letter as saying, "We need to sensitize our men in this new trend of terrorist attacks. Secondly, we should deny the snipers a clear line of sight by increasing the height of walls around our camping locations. Further, location of sentry posts and their design may also be given due attention to avoid getting hit by a sniper bullet." NDTV quoted sources as saying, "Terrorist snipers who can hide at a single spot undetected for a long time and withdraw after making a kill could also pose a high threat to VIPs in the valley." If you live in Delhi, avoiding that morning run for a few days may be a good idea. The Central Pollution Control Board has recommended that residents avoid strenuous outdoor activities and minimize the use of private vehicles to reduce exposure to toxic air. It has also been suggested that all construction activities involving excavation, stone crushers that generate dust pollution be discontinued between November 1st and 10th. As per a report by the System of Air Quality Forecasting and Research, stubble burning from Punjab and Haryana caused 32% pollution in Delhi on Saturday. The report analysed the impact of pollutant PM2.5, which showed that the highest contribution by stubble burning since October 11 was recorded on Friday at 36%. Remember, 2 weeks ago we told you that Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena had reportedly said that India's spy agency RAW was plotting his assassination. Sirisena had of course issued a denial. Now, that was the first clear indication of differences between Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, both of whom were divided over various projects India had proposed in Sri Lanka, including over handing India the operations of Colombo port terminals. Ranil Wickremesinghe is widely seen as an India-friendly leader. Now, in a dramatic turn of events, Sirisena sacked Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe on Friday and replaced him with Mahinda Rajapaksa, the former president of Sri Lanka. Sirisena, interestingly, had defeated Rajapaksa in the 2014 presidential election and had vowed to set up an inquiry into alleged excesses under Rajapaksa during the civil war. As Sri Lanka, then led by Rajapaksa, went into what was the final battle against the LTTE in 2008-2009, thousands of Tamil civilians were killed by government forces. Ranil Wickremesinghe had helped Sirisena challenge Rajapaksa and win the presidential election in 2014-15. Now, Wickremesinghe has said his dismissal as Prime Minister is unconstitutional, as do other Sri Lanka watchers who refer to a 2015 amendment in the Sri Lankan constitution that prevents the President from sacking the Prime Minister. The PM can only be removed by Parliament. That amendment also restored the two-term limit for President. Rajapaksa had, during his tenure, removed the term limit. He, remember, has already served as President for 2 terms and therefore cannot contest the 2019 presidential polls. So, how is India viewing these developments? India has adopted a wait-and-watch approach. Rajapaksa had, particularly in his second stint as president, adopted a pronounced pro-China tilt and even blamed his losing out to Sirisena in the 2014 presidential poll on India's research and analysis wing. Having said that, Rajapaksa, Sri Lanka watchers say, has recently softened his position towards India, and New Delhi could be willing to do business with him if and when his appointment is determined to be constitutionally valid. Remember, unlike the UPA government, whose approach to Sri Lanka was dictated to an extent by parties from Tamil Nadu like the DMK that was part of its government, the NDA has no such pressure from within.
The scene is very bad inside. There are multiple fatalities.
11 people were killed and at least 8 injured after a gunman opened fire inside a synagogue in Pittsburgh, America on Saturday. Identified as 46-year-old Robert Bowers, the assaulter burst into the Tree of Life congregation where worshippers had gathered for the naming of a child and opened fire, screaming anti-Semitic slurs such as "All Jews must die." Bowers is now in custody. Calling the shooting a terrible, terrible thing, US President Donald Trump suggested that US should stiffen up death penalty laws, but insisted that the incident had little to do with US gun laws, even though Bowers was armed with an assault rifle and at least 3 handguns. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.